Okay, tell me if you can hear it now. Hi, Mary Lou. Is it better? Is it back? Can you guys hear me? Is there sound now? Hi, Jude. Sorry, you guys. I have no idea what happened. You hear us? Yay! You guys, I don't know anything. I don't know. It wasn't on purpose. Hi, Angela. Hi, Jude. Hi, Jessica. Hi, Mary Lou. So I know I lost a bunch of you, but I'm sorry. You know, it's like technical things just happen sometimes and you can't do anything about it. So, hi, Belinda. You hear us now? Hi, Kat. Yay! Hi, Radine. Welcome, welcome. Hi, Linda. So I'm going to work. I started all those little junk journals. I'm going to finish this one. This is that little sketchbook. So that's what I'm going to work on today. I'm going to work on this little, it's like a little gift sketchbook. I'm still going to work on my junk journals. I haven't finished them all yet. I haven't done any much embellishing. So I just want to give you, I made one of these like little sketchbooks for a gift. I made multiple of them for gifts for graduations and stuff like that. And you're watching a flow video. Flow videos are like really cool. Flow journals are good. So if you guys want to make one of these little altered books, all you need is a small book. Now I picked this one because I had it. I usually like them a little smaller than this. This one was called like the Millionaire Money something. I don't know. And Secrets of a Millionaire Mind. That's what it was called. And usually you can get these like 1-minute money managers and stuff like that free. Oh, Jude, I can't wait to see it. You can upload it to Crafting Mamas. Of course you can. You can absolutely upload it to Crafting Mamas. There is no, yeah, definitely. So let me just see if I can get this up so I can pop the chat out. You can totally always upload it. So this one, what I've done so far is I have painted the cover black. And then the next thing is you have to stamp in between the pages. Hi, Jamie. So the next thing you do is you get some stamps and you start stamping along the edge of where it is. Hey, Hottie Po. So that's where I am now. But before I start do the stamping, I need a button for the front. So I'm going to make a paper button. That's the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make a paper button. I thought I had a hole punch over here, but I don't. So I'm going to make a double paper button, which the bottom part's going to be bigger than wider than the top part. Hi, Renee. Hi, Joni. How's it going? So are you guys having a good Friday? I'm so glad it's Friday, you guys. Are you guys glad it's Friday? How many of you guys still have kids in school, so you're like counting down the days? You are counting down. So it's going to be a double layer button. It might be a little smaller than that, but I'll cut them kind of big to begin with. Are you asking me how's my hottie, or are you asking Hottie Po how she is? My hottie's fine, you guys. He is like such a good person. He is like the sweetest person. What did he do for me today? He made me carrot juice, and he cleaned our kitchen before he went to work. Hey, Scotty Po. I have Hottie Po and Scotty Po. Well, I think Hottie Po's doing good. Did you guys see the pictures in the group? They have finished renovating their craft room and their pantry. And so I think we're going to see some heavy-duty crafting coming from Hottie Po. And hi, Elizabeth. We're going to see some heavy-duty crafting coming from Hottie Po and coming from Bet really, really, really soon. Wouldn't you say that? Wouldn't you say that, Suze? So I'm going to make some buttons first, and then, yeah, doesn't her craft room look amazing? Her craft room looks amazing. Totally amazing. It looks amazing. Totally, totally amazing. All right, all you lurkers out there, say hey. We need the lurky lurkers that are hanging out in the back just to say hi. We don't bite. Everyone's really kind to you here. So I'm making this out of a mailbox that I got. Use whatever cardboard you have. This is a little bit more dense. Sometimes you can make it more fluffy. I may do a triple button. I don't know. You just graduate with... Wow. Radine says her grandson just graduated. Well, happy congratulations. Yeah, it is graduation time. Hi, Deanna. So what I do is I'm going to glue one layer on top of the other. And this button might be a little too big. Maybe I need to make it just a little smaller. You've been done with your students since May 7th? Well, that's awesome. I know Cassandra said they still have school for, I think, another couple weeks or something. That's like insane, right? School for a couple of weeks, still more. Our school goes back early though. We don't have a very long summer vacation. Do you guys get a long summer break? We don't. We do not get a long summer break. You go until the 26th of June. Well, you know. Okay, so Jamie says she has this to worry. She doesn't remember which YouTube it was, but she asked for my car situation to be helped under grace in a perfect way. And today I had 2 running cars. Awesome. I don't know. That was our day that we were talking about manifesting. I can't remember what day that was. You guys, that really works. I told you guys my Hottie story about his asking for some financial boon, and then he had a car like he had a car crash into his house, which was not good. I'm going to make this one a little bit smaller. You can also make buttons out of tin cans if you want. It's pretty fun too. Your school's done May 4th for college and May 18th for lower grades. Well, that's good. So congratulations on 2 cards running though, Jamie. I know how that worked. You said it several times. And hi, Vicki. Yes, and you're buffering. Oh no, you're buffering. Let me see if it's me. Huh? Is it me? Can you guys see me? You guys, I told you I have the gaming child, the guy that's living next door that's gaming, and are you buffering now, Jessica? Fixed itself? Oh, good. You guys, I have to do something. I'm gonna have to like deal with the bandwidth of the yeah, I told you guys that I live in the main house of like a place, and then behind is like a couple of what they call mohanas, little guest houses, and it used to be only lived in by a couple, and now one of them has her younger brother who's like 15 or 16, and he games 24/7. So like he knocks us all off the internet. So how are you, Miss Vicky? How are you? You guys, please give me a thumbs up and hit the bell button next to the subscribe button if you haven't already. If you guys are not using that little bell activation button, use it for your notifications. Somebody was telling me that YouTube's going through a big major overhaul, and they're letting go of things that people are not actually using. So I suggest if it's something that you guys want to keep, that you use it. You're not getting any buffering. Who knows? It could be I'm telling you, it could be the kid. It could be the little boy that lives next door or whatever, lives in the back. I don't know. I didn't really ask if he was here for the summer or whatever, because honestly, I don't care. But I do care now that he's messing with my internet. Messing with my internet is not good. Not good, not good, not good. Not good, not good, not good. Okay, so this is how I do these. Did any of you guys make these buttons? They're really super simple to make. Well, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to glue my buttons together, but then I'm going to also glue some tissue paper over it, because I need the button for the top of my for the top of my book before I can sew in my, before I can sew on the elastic. No buffering, no good. Hi, Liz. How is your thumb, Suze? We all want to know. So what are you guys working on? What are you guys, what's on your crafty? Do any of you guys make like 4th of July decorations or that sort of stuff? Or do you guys, any of you do that? You guys, I'm still doing my calamari, you guys. I have not, what did I do this week? I did some serious calamari this week. Besides letting go of some books, I let go of a bunch of stuff this week. I did. I went thrift store. I took a bunch of stuff at thrift store. It is a big bucket of Mod Podge. I think it was like I think this was my birthday gift. It was either my birthday gift or my Christmas gift. I don't know. One of my kids asked me what I wanted. I said glue. I didn't really mean Mod Podge, but you know what? I'm not so picky. I don't really care. So what's on your list for the summer? Do you guys have some really cool, I don't know what I'm going to make this summer. I was like thinking, I have so many unfinished projects. How many of you guys are in the same boat with me with your unfinished projects? I have a lot. I seriously have a lot of unfinished projects. So I did my books. What else did I do this? What else other calamari did I do? Oh, I separated a ton of stamps and stuff. I'm going to do a big destash in my Etsy shop. I don't know if I'm going to do a YouTube video on it or not. I haven't quite decided. I haven't really quite decided. I was thinking I'd like to sell them in a big lot so I can get rid of them all at once. Do any of you guys like that type of selling where you just like go for it and you're just like, I'm going to get rid of all of it at once because I love going to yard sales. I don't like having them. Hi, Sandy. How are you? You need to finish 3 journals that you started? Girl. Are you making soap this summer too, Jamie? Are you doing any of you guys doing any craft fairs or anything like that? Well, I think I'm going to end up having a house full this summer. So, which I'm not complaining about. I love my kids, so I'm not complaining about it. I haven't heard. I was asking Hottie if any of his kids are coming this summer, and he hasn't heard. So I know his oldest son is working full time, and I don't think he's taking the summer off. I think he's working. I don't think he's doing that. But his youngest son has 1 more year in college, and I think it's traveling for the summer with his girlfriend. But they haven't called to say they're coming here, so you know what, you guys? I just sort of play it by ear and let it be what it is. But my kids are all coming home. My daughter is coming home from China, which she called me yesterday. She just flew in, and she is on the East Coast. And then they're heading to the West Coast, and then at some point will make their way here before they head to their next destination, which I think, not 1,000% sure, but I think it's Greece. I think that's where they're going. You're just making soaps and sending them to the lady that goes to all the fairs and stuff? Oh, that's good. Liz says her wish list. She has what? I missed it. I gotta go back up. I have to turn up my volume. Scotty, I had no volume earlier at all. So let's see. It's up high. The volume is high as it goes. You can't go up any higher. The volume is as high as it goes. Oh, you've been feeling depressed, Sandy? What's wrong? Okay, Liz, what are you making? Hottie Po is ready to craft. Did you see she posted posted in the group. Okay, Liz says on her wish list for the past few years, a sewing machine that makes Zigzag. You got it Wednesday? Ooh, good. You know, I like older sewing machines personally, but I think that's awesome. Good for you, Mama. Good for you. This button will be a little too big if I leave it that big. You guys, if you make these, make them in multiples because it's like a television watching. Like you could do this and like watch a movie or whatever. What was I going to tell you guys? Let's see. This week has been already. I'm just glad it's Friday. You're buffering a lot? Oh, I'm sorry. Is anybody else buffering? You know, Jamie, you can, you know what? You can keep your people as friends and unsee their posts. I do that a lot. I have friends that get like a little too political for me, or they post stuff that really just puts me in a depression or a funk. So I just only look at crafting groups. No buffering for you? Hi, Ann. Well, I will tell you that if you make these buttons, make them, you can poke your holes in them now. I'm going to use my Crocodile Big Bite, which I have not mastered. Anybody want to give me any tips and tricks on that? I'm so open. I have not mastered that. So my littlest one will be back in 22 days, you guys. 22 days. 22 days. I'm excited. Yeah, your craft room's done, so now you have to unpack everything now. What did you do times 2, Elizabeth? I missed it. I do miss her, Jamie. Our house is so quiet, and you guys, the little kids in my neighborhood, they're like every day, like some of them don't really get the whole time space thing, and they're like, is she back yet? I'm like, guys, she just left. So, but I was going to tell you, if you guys make these, poke your holes. You can poke them before you start gluing all this stuff together. You just have to keep fiddling with it so that they stay open, but, you know, while you're going to glue your bits on it or glue your papers on it. So, what was I going to tell you guys? I don't even know. What did I do? This week has gone by too fast. What did I do this week? I did lots of like stuff that nobody wants to do. You know, like the things that you've been putting off forever? All the paperwork stuff and bookkeeping stuff you've been putting off forever. I did that, which was like oh so boring and oh so necessary. You know, like the whole QuickBooks kind of thing. I did that. I did some accounting stuff, and then I don't know. I have to deal with I went to the DMV. If any of you guys, you know, I'm not a big fan of those kind of errands. They take forever here. I don't know about where you guys live, but none of that is fast here. The DMV. Oh, I know what I wanted to tell you guys. If any of you guys are on the fence and have wanted a Shannon Green custom keeper, she's got a big sale going on in her Etsy store. 25% off in her Etsy shop if you guys wanted one of her custom keepers. And I think it's off of everything in her store. I'm on a spending freeze because I don't need anything, except I'm going to buy Barb's Mandala Madness when it comes out, her deck of cards that she made. I'm definitely going to support her that way. But I'm not buying anything else. I have to get myself organized. I have to unpack my craft room once and for all and really purge it and make it fit into this really small space. And plus I have a whole bunch of summer people coming, so I definitely need to do it, because it's one thing if you live in your own craft mess, It's another thing when you bring other people, when other people come to your craft nest. Hi, Corinne. Welcome. Okay, so I'm going to figure out what kind of pages I want to put on here. I don't have any napkins. And, I mean, I have them, but not over here. And let me see. Here I'm going to just put some book pages on here. I don't know. What? You have to bring the lunch to the DMV in Rhode Island? Oh my gosh. It was like hours. It was hours. Hi, Linda Mac. Welcome, welcome. Happy to see you. Okay, so I'm going to end up putting one of these two buttons on here. Let me figure out what they need to dry. Let me figure out what I'm going to put on top of them. If I'm going to put some... I'm going to put some colored paper, or if I'm going to paint on them, or if I'm going to maybe I'll put this pink paper on them because I'm going to use this. Normally, I might paint this elastic. You guys, I have boxes of elastic. This is that really inexpensive hair elastic, and you can get it at a big box store. I got mine online. This one has unicorns on it. I think I was doing a unicorn project and I bought some. Of course, I have some left over because I will tell you, this is a good way if you're going to make any sort of journal. And you could do it from the back if you don't want the button on the front. You could sew it in where you don't see anything. But this is good from the aspect of you can end up putting a lot in your book, and you can put a lot in your book and it'll keep the book closed. You know how your book, the more you add, how alligator mouth it gets? Also, that is what this is. But all I have is this unicorn. I could paint it. Maybe I'll paint it so it won't be like, so you won't see the unicorn. All I have is unicorn, you guys. Unicorn elastic. Hi, Cassandra. You can make an appointment when you go into the DMV? Ooh, that sounds good. You're laying down. Are you okay, Cassandra? Rana, thank you so much for the beautiful waterfall stuff. It's so gorgeous. I showed it last week or Tuesday on the stream. Jamie wants to know how we wake you up, Cassandra, if things get exciting tonight. How are you, Miss Amber? All right, I think I might, although I do like this unicorns, I think I might alcohol ink this. Let me just, let's see. I think I may alcohol ink my elastic. You guys can get this super cheap. I think you can get like 5 yards for $1 at that big box store. You're tired, Amber? It's been a long day. Hey, Kathy. How are you? You guys, it was so hot today. Oh my gosh, the heat is on now here. I gotta get up to get some alcohol ink. Hang on a second, and I will be, it's not far away, but it's too far for me to just reach. I have a few alcohol inks there. What? Yes, you have games for 2 days. 2 days now, and another game tomorrow. Ooh. It's been a long week. Hi, Jean. It was 100 degrees in Colorado. You guys, it has been so hot here. I was like, I don't even know. It was crazy hot. It was not normal hot for us. So, you know, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with the weather here. It's not normally this hot. At least not this early on in the summer. It's hot in Texas too. Hi, Kate. And the thunder rolls. If you'd eat and you'd go to sleep, Sandy. Oh, I can relate. It's supposed to be, hi JC, it's supposed to be in the hundreds in Bakersfield. Woo! You guys, I don't know what it is. Is anybody else like experiencing this crazy heat? Isn't this is the scientific way of painting elastic with alcohol inks? the unicorns, you'll be able to see the unicorns, but they'll just be a little bit more faint. That's crazy. It has been so hot, you guys, and we don't have any AC. It's just not, in the tropics, you don't really need it, right? But it's, if I could, today would have been a day I used it. Hey, Sue, how are you? It's 102 in Las Vegas. It's been cool. Where do you live, Amber? You guys, we don't usually get it. I mean, it has been unusually hot here. It does not usually stay this hot. Hi, Kath. How are you? How is it going? You guys, you could probably just dye this all in one little thing and not have to use this much alcohol ink, but this is just what I'm doing right now. Because I have this one that I love that's like, I don't know, blue and green and just these crazy colors, and I love it, but I couldn't find it. I think it's out in the garage, and I didn't feel like going out there and digging through boxes. It's going to be one day in the 80s, and then the next day 100, and then back down. That's crazy. How hot is it in the middle of July? Kate, generally, it doesn't get very hot here. It's probably like in the high 70s. Maybe at the hottest point of the day, it's 80. But there's not any humidity here, so it's not usually really hot. But today, I don't know what it was today. Today was really hot for no reason. For no reason. And have any of you that are my friend on Facebook, any of you like looked at the latest from the Big Island and the whole, you guys, I'm so sad for them. I told you my friend's coming. She's coming tomorrow. She lost her whole everything. A house she's lived in for, I don't know, 25 years. Totally gone. The lava just took it all. Just makes you feel, it makes you realize that nothing, I mean, we all know nothing is, nothing's permanent, but, I don't think you think, I don't think you go, oh, well, I'm going to lose my house to a lava flow. Anyway, you guys say your prayers for them. It sort of left all of us at a loss. This is not normal. They've never had this type of devastation from lava. It is terribly sad. Hi, Renee. Renee, I saw the cool things you had in your Etsy shop, and if I was buying something, I would so buy your Rolodexes or one of them. But I promised, and I came very close, but I promised myself that I would not buy anything until I get my craft room totally, until I get it all organized, because it's just like adding one more thing to it's like a pile of pickup sticks, you know what I mean? It's like, but really cool. Renee has some cool, if anybody's looking for a Rolodex to do those Rolodex cards a day, or she's got some cool ones in her Etsy shop. Miss Your Little Red Wagon. Yeah, it is so sad, you guys. For all of us here that live here, it's so sad. We don't even know how to, it's so surreal. It's like never happened like that, so it's super surreal. You're knocking out your unfinished projects. Good for you, Kath. I'm not in a volcano zone, Joni. That's on a different, Jamie. It's on a different island. Okay, but let me just say, we do have a volcano here. It just hasn't. I don't think it's erupted for hundreds of years, but it's dormant. Like there's no lava. The last lava flow was like, I don't know. You guys can Google it. It's a long time ago. All right, so I think I'm going to cover one of my buttons in this pink, in the pink stuff. And then I'm going to put it on my book, and I'm going to start going on I'm going to finish my pages. So if you guys want to make along, get whatever book you're want to alter, and a stamp. I would tell you not to use permanent stamping ink because it bleeds through the pages, but use what you have, or crayons, or I'll show you. It's kind of a fun project, and if you get those little 1-minute money managers, or the tiniest little books that you can get free, optimal word free. Not really one with pictures in it though, you know, because you're going to be cutting out the pages. We're also productive. You're holding down the couch. No, you know what, Jean? I haven't been so productive. Guys, I thought that I would get all this stuff done. Do you guys, tell me if any of you guys are like this. So like you know, like you're like, oh, I have the house to myself. I'm going to get all this stuff done. And then like whatever projects you have, like take up a majority of your day. Like, I don't know what it was that I did the other day, but it took up the whole day. And I was like, seriously? I was like, this is beyond me. Hi, Valerie. You guys all give Valerie some big love. Valerie, I just want to tell you, girl, I love you, and I'm here for you. You guys show Valerie some big love. Liz, you'd be so proud of me. I got myself a pair of fussy cutting scissors. They're somewhere in this mess on my desk. I was going to show them to you. I'll find them in a minute after I glue this stuff down. Everybody send Miss Valerie some big love. Valerie, you share with everybody what's going on with you, Mama. I've been thinking about you, been in my prayers, girl. You guys, there's something super special about living in Hawaii. I can't explain it to you. Maybe Valerie can. She lives on the island of Oahu. Valerie, are you from Oahu or are you from Kauai? Anyway. Maybe Miss Valerie can share if she feels like sharing. And congratulations to your granddaughter, Valerie. Valerie's granddaughter graduated from what did she graduate from, the 6th grade? She was so beautiful. I saw that picture of you guys. She looks just like you. It's such a beautiful picture of you guys. You thought you were going to do a lot of projects since you quit your job, Joni, but you haven't. What have you haven't done them? Oh, please. I can so relate. How many of you guys can relate to that? Thought you were going to like get all this stuff done and then you didn't. I think we're all there with you. All right, I think that one's good enough for the front of the book. I'm just going to have to let it... Valerie says, thank you guys so much. She's adjusting. Her daughter moved with her 5 kids to Las Vegas, and she's planning to go there and spend Thanksgiving and New Year's. You guys living in Hawaii, there's something so special about it. Valerie you were born and raised in Hawaii, and so were her kids. You guys, the economy here is so, I don't know how to put it to you. It's so expensive to live here that it's like, sometimes you just can't sustain it. Not because you don't want to, but because you're just like basically killing yourself just to pay like the basics. And so if you want to like own a house and stuff like that, it's really hard because it's super expensive. It is super hard. I can't even imagine, Miss Val. I can't imagine. I can imagine, but I know it's hard. She is beautiful. Destiny, your granddaughter Destiny is beautiful. She just graduated. Valerie posted some pictures of her, and it's just gorgeous. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and... All right, I got my button going on, and I got this going on. I'm going to let my button dry, and then I'm going to sew it on the front here. I'm going to poke holes in it and sew on the front. So let me just show you guys what the next step in this book is. I still need to paint the insides and glue some pages down. So what you're going to do, I'm making a altered book to become a sketchbook. Hi, Miss Marilyn. So then what you do is you want to start stamping. And what you do is you start stamping, and you want to stamp close to the white part because you're going to cut these pages out. So this is the next step, is get your stamps out, all the ones you don't use. Like I have tons of stamps that I have hanging around. How many of you guys have tons of stamps that you have hanging around that you could use and you haven't used? And you start stamping. And you want to stamp mostly the white part of the book. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Let's see, somebody gave me this stamp. It's super cute, isn't it? It's like a little paint bottle. They got mixed up and moved to Kauai when you were 9. You were born in San Francisco, and you moved to Oahu, and then moved to Kauai. Well, you know, once you've ever lived in a place like this, you guys, it's such an amazing place to live. But it is, it's really difficult to move away. And the cost of everything, I don't know. You can get, Miss Valerie can pipe in and tell you about a bunch of stuff too, because it's, the struggle's real, yeah? The struggle is super real here. And all the islands. It's very expensive. You moved to Kauai and then Oahu? Kauai is so beautiful. Oahu's like living on is like the big city of the Hawaiian Islands, right? The island I live on is like, I don't know, like a town, and Kauai is definitely like that country, like very laid back. You smell mustard. You're so ridiculous. You know what, Jamie? I was going to move off the grid to the Big Island. We're not doing it right now. That's where we were going to move. The island I live on, the only place you can live really off the grid is way on the rainforest side. And if you have kids, it's, there's not a lot going on. So, you know, so you want to get some pages going. I've also decided I was going to put a pocket in the back. So who was it that wanted to see the pocket for the accordion pocket? I'm going to do a couple of, I don't know, maybe 3 accordion pockets. So you want to get your stamping going on and stamp your borders before you start cutting your pages out. Susan. Yes, so you guys, everything's super expensive here. So Valerie's just saying her daughter just texted her and said milk is $2.70 a gallon and it's $5 for you, $10 for name brand. Yeah, milk is really expensive on my island too. It's about $8. I mean, it can be more if you buy organic. It's definitely more. It's about $8 a gallon. I told you guys in my half and half story that, you know, I used to drink half and half in my coffee, and then when I moved here, I stopped because it was so expensive and I just couldn't bring myself to pay what they were asking for half and half. So I started drinking my coffee black. Just recently have I gone back to adding half and half of my coffee. You guys, you're not trying to make your edges perfect, and I'll show you why. But you do want to get the majority of your stamping done before you cut out pages. Just goes faster in a process if you do it that way. So, how many of you guys went over and I didn't get to go over today and watch Meridell. Did any of you guys go over and see her? What is she making today? I was going to go over before our stream started. Actually, I wanted to have Miss Hottie Poe on live with me, but I've only done one Google. You have to use Google Hangouts to have multiple people stream, and I just didn't get it all figured out before it was time for me to stream today. So maybe next week. Maybe next week Hottie Poe will be on with me. You're saying shut your light out? Why? Your mom, Scotty says her mom needs a new necklace before she takes her to the reunion. Scotty, I have to say that ham necklace was the best. That was so funny. How many of you guys were here for Scotty's mom's ham necklace story? That was ridiculous. It was so funny. So I don't know what Meridell is doing, but I'm sure that she is doing something really fun. She always is so creative. And if you guys haven't joined her for one of her streams, you need to. Her name, it's the Mary Attier, and she's awesome. Oh my gosh, Cat was hilarious. It was hilarious. Scotty's mom and her ham necklace. That is like one of those, that goes down in the yearbook of Crafting Mama's funny stories. Okay, so I know some of you are going like, well, why are you doing that? Okay, let me just give you a sneak peek before so what you're going to do is, I don't have a cutting board over here. It would be good if you had a straight edge or something to use as a, how did I come over here with no cutting board? But I did. Okay. Doesn't matter. I may glue these down, so that's why I haven't done anything to them. So what you're going to do after you get your pages stamped is you're going to take your X-Acto, or you could take a pair of decorative scissors, and you're going to cut along the edge of the words. So you're just going to leave this, okay? And that's what you're going to do throughout your whole book. But it's easier to stamp your pages when you have... It's easier to stamp your pages when you have, hey Janet. It's easier to stamp your pages when you have the whole page there. It's harder to stamp them when you just have a little piece. So you're going to cut all the pages out after you've stamped them. So then you're going to be left with a book with all these little bits in it. And then I'll show you guys what's next. But I still have some painting to do. I feel like this is a whole process. This is a whole process thing. And they don't all have to be the same. Like you could cut some of them shorter if you wanted, some of them longer if you wanted. But you get the idea. You would have made your mom proud. You were eating pizza and you got in bed, and a little while later and you noticed a piece of ham fell in your, oh my gosh, like the necklace story. Oh my God, Linda, I would have laughed so hard. What? I'm missing it. That is hilarious. Ham pasties. Oh no, we're already starting on the ham pasties. I'm making a sketchbook. I'm going to make an altered sketchbook. You could also make this into a journal this way too. I'm just stamping one side and I'll show you why. Because, okay, so then the next step after this, I've still got to finish my front and all this. This is a whole process, but you'll get the idea. So then what you want to do is you want to have cut pages the size of your, now I've just cut copy paper, but you could use any kind of paper. Like I've done them where I've used watercolor paper. So then what you're going to do is you're going to glue them in, Jamie. Do you see? You're going to take your glue stick and put it on the back side. That's why you won't see it. And you're going to glue your pages in just like this of your new book. These are not totally cut perfectly to size, but you get the idea, right? So you're going to glue them in. So you're making a book that somebody can draw in. You're making like an altered book, and you can put, I put scrapbooking paper in mine too, and make pockets and stuff. This is like at the fastest if you wanted to make somebody a handmade graduation present that didn't take you a long time. And if you, that's why I like, this one's a little bit bigger than I normally do, but that's why I like the 1 Minute Money Manager because, because it's skinny and thin and they're usually free. I made a bunch of these a few years ago and gave them to one of my I gave one to one of my daughters, and then she asked me to make some for her friends. And so it's like one of those things, it's like a project. Once you start doing it, you'll be like, oh, this was fun and easy. And it's sort of like something you can do to, it's like giving somebody a gift without having spent a ton of time on it. And it really doesn't cost you much of anything. What? Only turkey? What about the turkey? You were laughing alone, Linda? Oh, no. No, you were just thinking about all of us and you were just thinking of us. You're so funny. You guys are too funny. I appreciate it if you guys give me a thumbs up. That would be awesome. Now, the reason I say use your stamps that are water, like the Tim Holtz inks instead of your Stays On ink, is it will bleed through to the other side. It doesn't for the Tim Holtz thing, but for the Stays On, it totally does. So this one's a little bit bigger than, say, the book that I would normally do. I've made these in as fast as like maybe a half an hour, if I don't get too detailed. I don't glue any pages together in the front, but I did in the back because I'm going to make, and you can cut more of them out. And then, you can also leave them where you don't do anything to them. And you could glue some pages together if you wanted to, but because you're basically like cutting, cutting out the pages. You don't. I mean, you could. And you can also paint some of them. Say you don't want to cut them all out. Say you just want to like paint some of them white or whatever. You could totally do that. I've also done it where I've glued in scrapbooking paper. I've glued in, let's see, I cut this one a little wonk. I've glued in scrapbooking paper where I've glued in, I don't know, different things, pictures, envelopes. And at some point you could make an envelope in here if you wanted. So in the back, I glued some pages together because I was going to make my hidden accordion pocket thing. So I did glue. And you want to leave this until you decide. I think I'm going to put map pages. So until you decide, you don't want to glue it down. You can do every page. You can do every other page. It's up to you, Jamie. There's no rules. I don't know if I'm so smart, but you know what? I'm all about, when my kids were little, we were all about giving each other handmade gifts. And I try to keep that tradition going, but let's just face it. If you've given your kid a bunch of gifts, a bunch of handmade gifts, sometimes it's a little hard, to find something you haven't made. Now, I will tell you that if I'm going to make pockets in the back, I cut the little bits a little closer. Like I'm going to glue 2 pages together. I'm going to cut out like 3 or 4 so that there's space in between. And I'm not gluing down. I'm just going to go ahead and leave the, whatever this is called, the fringy bits or whatever. I'm going to go ahead and leave that in the book. And I'll show you what I do. So you guys find your way. This is just like, do it your way, whatever works for you. Okay, so so I've glued 2 pages together, and then I cut a bunch in between, and then I glued another one over it. And I did the same thing here. Now, these are going to be glued together, and then this one is going to be glued to it. Do you see? So these little bits that are in between are going to be caught in between the pages, so that I can make some pockets. Good night, Jess. I hope you have a wonderful night. I hope you have a wonderful night. I hope you have a good weekend. I hope you guys do something fun for the weekend. I am going to, well, one thing I promised is I was going to clean out my daughter's room. My littlest one, I'm going to clean out her room. And I told her that I wouldn't throw away any of her treasures, so I'm not going to do that. But guys, she's like a pack rat. She keeps everything, and her room is so small. There's not like much room for a lot of stuff. So I'm going to go through her stuff and try and reorganize her closet and, you know, let go of the clothes that don't fit her. She's got a ton of those. Kids grow fast, yeah? Since I already did mine, I'm going to do hers, and then that is one thing I'm going to do while she's gone. Hi, Rana. I loved your waterfall. I know. I love Seth Apter. You know, I've never seen any of his. I've never seen any of his dies, Rana. That was the most beautiful. I hope you like what I sent you, because what I sent you guys is nothing like what you guys sent me. Mine's all made out of recycling. Guys, I'm a recycling person. I don't... Anyway, I loved what you sent me. It was awesome. So for those of you that have never made my like accordion things, this is the beginning of one. So this one would be 2 pockets. Let's see. Now you can, you know, the reason you want to also cut things out of your book is because you want to make room for new stuff. Like if you're going to add, especially if you're going to add like scrapbooking paper or stuff like that. You know, that was my burnisher, you guys. It was just needed. And these are not by any means perfect. If you want them more perfect, then you need to like be in less of a hurry than I am. I mean, you can do it where they don't have any wrinkles in it, but it doesn't really bother me that much. Bye, Sandy. Big hugs. Hope you have a wonderful night. So how many of you guys are like gearing up for yard sale season? How many of you guys are big yard sailors? Like you just like, gotta have my yard sales, can't live without it. How many of you guys are going for the yard sailing? Anybody in here going for the yard sailing? Maybe this one will only have 2 pockets in it. Your yard sale, your garage selling. Who else is doing their yard selling, garage selling extravaganza? Big hug, Sandy. We're here for you if you want to come back. Since you've been watching me, you've been doing a lot of recycling. I can't help it. You know what it is? It's like, look, I love really good paints and I love really good supplies. But you guys, when you live on an island, you start becoming more and more and more aware of how, like, everything ends up in a landfill. And, you know, you just become more and more aware. Also, too, I like the creativity that, like, I mean, don't get me wrong. I love beautiful scrapbooking paper. How many of you guys are, like, huge scrapbooking paper fans? I love beautiful scrapbooking paper. I just sometimes cannot justify... This is just me, you guys. This is not for everyone, and I'm not by any means telling you not to like what you like. But for me, it's just like, part of me just feels like, you know, if I can make it or use what I have, then I'm good to go. I don't need it. You went to 2 estate sales, Renee. Did you get a bunch of treasures? You found out your niece and your nephew were having a garage sale last week, and I found kind of special things of my sisters. They were selling. Aww. Oh, no. Did you get it? Did you buy them? Oh, no. Did you buy them, Jamie? Did you buy the stuff? Jamie, you know what? It's really hard for people sometimes. Not everybody can keep stuff of people that have passed, you know? I love beautiful paper too, Kathy. It's an addiction. It would have broken my heart. You went home with a carload full of stuff. I can relate, Jamie. You know, I don't know. We all deal with grief in such a different way. Everybody's got their own unique way of dealing with grief. And far be it from me to judge anything anybody does because, you know, I just can't do it. Aloha Friday, Linda, to you too. I would have gone home with a car full of stuff too, Jamie. I would have been right in there with you. All right, so for those of you that want to make one of those accordions, what you need to do is glue a couple pages together because you want it to be thick. Now, I find the best way to make your accordion is to use the same paper that you're taking out. And then you want to glue them together, and you need 2 pages for each pocket. I'm sorry that, Jamie, that is just, I understand. I have been so taken back, though, by everyone talking about, you know, the sudden suicides of really high-profile people. And it just made me start thinking about, and I don't know, maybe you guys think about stuff like this too, that, you know, sometimes we put so much emphasis on being successful or what we view as successful, right? And for each one of us, our soul's blueprint is different. So what my soul may yearn and see as success may not be what success is for somebody else, you know? And so, and you can't ever judge anyone because you don't, first of all, judging anyone first, you're judging yourself, right? So when you judge others, you're just judging yourself even more harshly. But just reading and seeing how, like, true happiness, people are just, you know, can't even see it. They get so caught up in, and mental illness is not a joke, you know? Oh, Amber, it happens. Take calcium. It'll help you, but it makes you feel better. Oh, JC, that's awesome. JC said she went through our buying stage, but now she's in this group and it's bringing her back to using up what she has. I have a lot of stuff to use up. Hi, Kayla. Aloha. But you know what, Jamie? I think it's more like sometimes, you know, I have a really good friend who lost her daughter. And her daughter wasn't young. She's not young. She's probably, I don't know how old she is. But anyway, her daughter passed when she was in her 40s, which is young, you know. But I'm just saying she wasn't little. And she took down all of the pictures and everything of her daughter from her home. She couldn't even have it. She said, I can't grieve with it. I can't grieve seeing it. It makes it worse. So she had a house filled with stuff because her daughter was an amazing artist. And just now, and her daughter's been gone for about 10 years, just now has she been able to bring it back. So I don't know what it would be like for your nieces and your nephews, but I can imagine how hard it is. All right, so you need 2 pages for each fold, and then you want to go ahead and make your folds, your accordions, you know, just like a fan. I understand, Jamie. I get it. I totally get it. I care. We're happy you're here. What? You don't want to lay you don't want to lay down until you tell me what? Until you tell what, Sue? Yeah, Liz is saying welcome, Care. We held the pasty conversation until you got here. Guys, that was the most hilarious conversation. So you just need to make it like an M or a W. And you could make more accordions or whatever folds if you wanted. Oh, your cat? Aww. You couldn't go into your mother's house? I understand. Assume the position. You guys are ridiculous. I don't know. You know, I think for me, being around or hearing and seeing all this in the media has made me just feel, you know, a little melancholy and just start thinking about my own life and things that I find things I value, what I value. No titillating tassel talk. You're so ridiculous. Okay, so what you want to do is then you want to decide, you want to just glue your accordions down on each side, but just want to make sure your accordions are going the same way. That's all. We do mourn differently. You're right. No judgment. I agree with you. But you know, I was just like watching how many people were just so quick to like snap and say and judge. I mean, you know, if you've ever had anyone in your life that has had any sort of mental illness or mental health problems, it's hard. You guys are too funny. Maybe I wanted to go the other way. See, guys, I can't even get my accordions going the way I want to go. Have them go. I don't know. I've just been going through my own stuff like that. You know, just realizing that, I mean, I judge myself harshly than anyone ever could judge me. And if I don't give myself a break, nobody else is going to give me a break, because the energy that I put out is what I receive back, you know? So it's just, yeah, it's just life lessons, right? It's just like becoming more and more conscious of your own inner dialogue and becoming more and more conscious of whatever you've got going on in you. And realizing that there's nothing outside of you, you know? Because my mind's on pasties, you guys are too much. I didn't glue anything off the accordion. Here, I'll show you, Jamie. I just used the same pages. I used one page. It depends upon how, like, watch. I glued it down. You can cut it off if you want. I mean, I find that because the pages, you've glued them together, they're going to be a little bit more stiff. And this is not an exacting process, so if you find a better way to do it, please by means, use your own version. But there's one pocket, right? And then I'm going to do the other one. And I'm not using the pages that I cut because they're not the same size as the ones that you pull out, because I've cut them off. Get your accordion swinging in the same direction. Well, it does matter. See how your M is in there? You want them to both be either the M or the W, you know? So I need 2 more pages. You can thin your book out, you know, depending on what you're going to put in it. Like the other ones I've made, sometimes I've made like a pocket in the middle, you know. I've painted some of them. You just want them to be the same. You guys are ridiculous, Pasties 101. I know, last week was ridiculous with all the pasty talk. I have not started out on my in and out burger pasties yet. I'm going to, but I haven't. I have not. The bottom part get too bulky in the spine. No, I haven't had that experience, but you know what? I guess it could. I mean, the thing is, you want it to be durable. I mean, you could cut them. The thing is this, is when you sew a book together, when a book has a sewn-in signature, it's different than a glued-in signature. So I don't usually try to tear out too many or pull too many where I'm going to do the accordion, because I don't want it to come apart. And that's why I glue many of them together, because sometimes when you pull them apart, how many of you guys have taken books apart and you pull the pages out, and then somewhere down the line, they come out on the other end? You ordered 50 pasties to put in your Etsy shop. You're so funny. You are hilarious. Kara, did your package come? It should have been delivered. It should have been delivered. I thought it should have been delivered by today, but I may be wrong. You guys, the mail from here, not always reliable. You guys are so funny. It could, Jamie, you know, it could get a little, it depends upon what you're going to glue in. If you glue in a lot of really, if you glue in a lot of really bulky, you received it today? Oh, good. You know, so it was supposed to be there, but you know, I've sent things, I go to the same post office, I mail them the same way, and sometimes it gets there within a few days, and sometimes it doesn't. Like I've mailed those flat rate packages. It should be there in like less than a week, but I think it depends upon when you get the mail here, because all of it goes out by boat or plane. Oh, when are you going out of town, Miss Care? Going out of town? Night, Renee. Big hugs. Happy summer to you. You guys, if you haven't gone over to Renee's Etsy shop, and she has also a YouTube channel, we have two Renees. This Renee is called GT Designs and Vintage Art Supplies, and she makes beautiful junk journaling kits, and she takes orders for special themed ones. You can go and check out her Etsy shop. If you go check her channel out here on YouTube, and then you see something you like or see a previous video that she's done of something you're interested in, you can always message her in her Etsy shop and order one of her kits. Okay, so this is one pocket. I think I'm just going to make 2 pockets in this book. So we'll see. You're going to be in the deep woods. That's good. The deep woods where? The deep woods where you live, or deep woods somewhere else? Guys, I was supposed to go to the mainland for to visit my family. You guys, I've opted not to. I have opted not to. The deep, scary woods, North Florida, by the Swanee River. Ooh, cool. You made a video of my package care. Oh, that wasn't necessary, but I just want to make sure you got it. I'm hoping to get my other non-live videos up again. You know, it was doing good for a while, and then, you know, life gets in the way. Any of you have that, where you were doing good for a while, and then you doing some regular videos, and then just stuff happens, and then it just, your time gets away from you, and you just don't have time to do it? That's been what's going on with me. Plus, you know, I don't have, I'm going to attempt to move my camera setup, and that I haven't even begun to. I was thinking that I was going to do it to, it's going to move my camera setup so that I could have a different video setup for myself, but it just hasn't been in the cards. It has not been in the cards for me. Okay, so far this book has 2 accordion pockets, right? And I have some extra pages because I don't know what I'm going to do with them. So I always leave a few at the front and in the back. I can always glue them down to the spine of the book or cut them out or whatever. So it has 2 pockets, and it started stamping and cutting out my space. I painted the front. It might need another coat of paint. I don't know. But I think I'm going to stamp. I'm going to continue stamping. And I could cut out a bunch without stamping any. Like, you don't have to have them. You don't have to do every page. You can do every other page. It's your first vacation with your brothers? Oh, that's great, Kara. Good for you. Time, what is that? I know. Where? That'll be fun. I'm not going on vacation this year. Who is anybody else? Well, I know somebody from our Crafting Mamas audience is going on vacation, and I may try. We're gonna try and hook up. So that will be fun. That will be so fun. You know, I say, Jamie, you ask. I say test it out and see. Like, you could glue in every other page or every few pages. It doesn't have to be as many as I have. And you know, the whole idea is not to remake the book, but to make it, I know it's going to be exciting. Hi, Teresa. How are you? I'm happy you're here. So you guys, it doesn't have to be every page, okay? It's just whatever you want to make it. I'm just telling you, if you're thinking of doing, it's easier to stamp your pages when you have them, if you want to stamp them. And I like the way it looks stamped, but you know, you guys do it the way you want to. Like, do you see what I mean? So once you start gluing in your paper, I need to cut this one to fit the book, but once you start gluing in your paper, I like the way the little, and you can use watercolor paper, regular paper, scrapbooking paper. I've done varying kinds. I've also done like wax paper. And then sometimes I'll make I don't know, I'll make one in here and I'll show you. Let me just, I think it's a fun project, and it's actually a really fun little gift to give, you know. I'm going to go ahead and, let me see, I think I need to paint a little bit of this because I didn't. And let me see if I have my black paint. Guys, I could have taken the black paint and put it, oh, here it is, right here. Amber, I think she's doing great. And you know what? I think her family has jumped in to help her out. And, you know, it's like, I think that you're in people's lives and you ebb and flow when they need you, and when they don't need you anymore, it's all good. So I think she's great. I think she's doing really good. Really, really, really good. So, hi, Amberly. So the only reason why I'm going to paint a little bit more is because of my perfectionist nature, who doesn't like the white edges. But I am going to glue something on the inside, so. I think I'm going to glue a map. I have some really cool, how many of you guys check, when you go to those yard sales, check out and make sure you get some maps. Check out and make sure you get some maps. I remember, like, when I was visiting my sister on the mainland, you know, I went to a few yard sales, and getting atlases and maps is fun. You need a SAS lesson? Oh, good. What about Skype? I missed the Skype part. Let me see. Your 3-year-old is the queen of sassafras? Oh, my God. Mary Lou says she's planning on visiting her daughter in North Carolina, and she hasn't hugged her grandchildren in 2 years. Thank God for Skype. Oh, I hear you. I hear you. You need to find some old game pieces for your scavenger hunt book. Like, what kind of game pieces are you looking for? What kind of game pieces are you going for? You got a cool map of the ocean floor? Oh my gosh, I would have loved that. I would have loved that. A map of the ocean floor. Ooh, that would have been super good. All right, well this is a little bit of a mess here, but it'll be good. Then I can go ahead and, you guys, I look for those upholstery sample books. How many of you guys have those? Those are kind of cool. And most of the time, if I'm going to paint a book, I'll paint it and then I take my upholstery sample and I cover up where I painted. I do think that this chalkboard paint, you definitely need more than one, at least mine. I've had it for so long though, you guys, it feels like it keeps growing though in the bottle. It's like the bottle that never quits. What's great about this sort of project is if you make it in batches, like say you painted all your book covers one day and then you stamped all the books one day, you could make multiples and you could have them just as like little go-to giveaways, you know, that don't cost you very much and it's just the thought really. Amberly saying when she was a kid, her yearly fundraiser was gift wrap, and the book had samples. And you took your book, the books, and you don't see it anymore. Yeah, I don't, I don't even know if they really fund. You're using what for a money page? What kind of things Monopoly money? All right, let me use it dry a little bit, and I don't. You guys, my man gun is buried and it's buried, or I get it out and use it. So while I'm waiting for that to dry, I will continue stamping and let's see, I need to do the back of it too. Might as well just do it all at once. So, yeah. These make really fun little gifts, and these are really kind of fun. These are really inexpensive, and you could mail them because they're just books. You can mail them really inexpensive if you wanted to mail them medium mail because they're just books. Just books. Just make sure whatever you add that you don't add any advertising things in there because if they ever open up your book, if it has any sort of advertisement or magazine pages in it, they don't consider that media mail. But media mail can take longer to arrive, but not that for here it doesn't. I don't know what, I'm just saying if you wanted to make one of these, it may be just as cheap sending it first class if you don't make it really fat. So I should dig my man. I put my man. You guys, I rolled up all my man gun stuff and all my stuff and put it up just because I was moving everything. Hi, Rhonda. I'm making a altered book, but like an altered book to be a sketchbook or a gift book for someone. That's what I'm working on. I'm working on that. I do need to let the black paint dry just a little bit. You guys, use whatever paint you have. You don't have to use chalkboard paint. I just have this bottle of chalkboard paint that I've had for, I don't know, a very long time, a ridiculously long time. If you get some, you can also get some Oops paint, you know, at the, just use regular acrylic paint. If you use an acrylic paint, you may have to do a lot of coats. I don't have my lids hanging out on here anywhere. What's awesome? You got your shade store samples? How many of you guys have ordered from there? That's an awesome place. All right, I'm going to lay this down for a second. What did I do? My button should be right here. Don't tell me I dropped my button, which, you know what? That would just be right up my alley to drop the button that I just made. Oh, here it is. What we? All right, I'm going to let this dry, and I'm going to go ahead and cut holes in my button. Let me move this over for a sec. And I still am not using my Crocodile perfectly, but it's good enough, right? I need a lesson in Crocodile, that's for sure. How many of you guys are expert crocodilers? This person is not yet. I haven't crocodiled enough to be an expert in it. Anybody watching something really good on TV they want to share? I really only watch Netflix or Amazon Prime or one of those things, so, but I'm always up for a new show. If anybody wants to share anything, it's always kind of fun to, kind of partial to BBC shows. Anybody else watch BBC shows? I definitely like BBC shows. I don't know why, but I do. I like them a lot. You're watching The Midwife? Oh, I've watched The Midwife. I love that show. I've seen that. I have seen it. You're watching Supernatural? I don't watch regular television. I watch just like Netflix or they have lots of BBC shows on Netflix and on Amazon Prime. All right, so I got my button going on. Let me see if my book's dry enough to go ahead and put the, let me see if the book, yeah, I think the front might be dry enough. The back might not be, but the front might be dry enough for me to go ahead and poke my holes. Guys, is this just like too much work for a gift? For a gift? For a gift for someone, is this too much work? Sometimes people say stuff like that to me. They're like, you spend too much time on that stuff. You're watching The Ranch. I haven't seen it. Is it good? You like the History Channel? Oh, good. A Run for Her Money. I like BBC. I haven't watched BBC. Downton Abbey's awesome, too. I've seen The Detectorist. It is good. I agree with you. You watch Grey's Anatomy? Oh, good. What am I watching? I'm watching Silk. Have you guys watched that? I'm really liking that. I watched, that's on Amazon Prime. What did I watch the other day? I don't know, you guys. It's pretty ridiculous, yeah. But that's what I'm watching right now. I'm watching Silk. So, well, I shouldn't say watch. I have it on while I'm doing other things. I never just sit down to watch anything straight out. Do any of you guys ever just sit down to watch anything straight out? It just doesn't work that way in my life. Okay, so here's what you're going to do. You're going to match up your two pieces, right? You're going to put your button on top. You're going to match your holes. And you're just going to sew it through you're sewing it through the cover. And I know I have some needle and thread here. Because what you're going to do is you are going to, it just makes a cool wraparound. And this is kind of a fun way to do your other junk journaling, sewing things too. If you're into this. If you're not into it, I get it. You know? I like this way because this way you can if your book becomes an alligator mouth, which they do, you know they do. How many of you guys have made junk journals and they become like big alligator mouths and you're just like, this is ridiculous. I can't even, you know, this is like a good closure or a good way. And you don't have to do a button. You could do anything. You don't have to hand make a button. I mean, it's pretty ridiculous, but that's just what I did because you guys know I'm ridiculous. So that's just how I roll. And so I'm just going to do it one more. I'm going to run it through one more time. Just trying not to poke myself, which is not. And I'm just going to tie it inside. And if you put fabric or something over it on the inside, you won't see where you've tied it. Or you can be like me and just see where you tie it. I mean, it doesn't really matter. You can also sew with baker's twine if you have it. Whatever you have. I just sewing mine a couple of times through because that's the part that's going to have the most tension on it, will be the elastic part. You know, where you know what I mean. Plus the buttonholes are so big on these buttons, it won't matter. And I used wax linen because that's just what I had, but you guys sew it with whatever you have. You don't need to do it with wax linen. I just had some. If you have some, great. If you don't worry about it. Not a big deal. And the cool thing is, I don't want to lose my needle. Hi, Dania. How are you? Yeah, they get so big. Yeah, they do, right? Chunky monkeys, they totally get big. Well, that's cool. Kara said she is doing an auction for her foundation. Finished craft projects and art projects. Then she's going to find somebody to auction them off. Oh no, Amberly, that's horrible. It's so humid where you are, you're melting. I'm sorry. Okay, so now you can see, I think it's dry enough in the back. I don't think it's not dry. So see, now this is it. I mean, I still need to, I can cut them off and glue on my front, but see, this is it. I like this closure because no matter what, it's going to hold whatever you put in it, and it can get really fat and it's still going to work. So Kathy said it's so hot you would lay on your porch naked. Girl, don't get us started about naked laying on porches, right? Now the other thing is if you don't want to cut out pages like I'm cutting, and just because I've cut them out doesn't mean I have to glue a page to it. You can just you can just leave it, you can pull them out, tear them out, or paint them. You know, paint them out, paint some of them out white. Which I may paint some of mine out white. Oh my gosh, Kathy says it doesn't matter. No one would see the pasties. Maybe tassels peeking out from under. Oh my God, you're so hilarious. You're too crazy. So how many of you are going to try one of making one of these little books? I think I'm going to use a map page. There's some music paper, but I think I'm going to put a map page there. You guys are ridiculous. Totally ridiculous. Bye, Jamie. Love you. You're going to make some? They're super fun. They're like you can make it faster than I am. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, Jamie. How many of you girls want to stay for the woo-woo? We can do the woo-woo early tonight. How many of you guys want to stay for the woo-woo? We can woo-woo early tonight. The place you order, hi Ann, the place you order magazines is recyclebank.com. You wanna do? I'm gonna do some woo. Hi Corinne, how are you? You're gonna try and make one. Find the cheapest, smaller book. One of my kids actually filled hers up, and I asked her if I could show it, and she said no. But I know I have others that I've made. Maybe I gave them all away. Who knows? Recyclebank.com. Yep. Good night, Mary Lou. We love you. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. So for those of you that want to stay for the woo-woo, grab yourself a glass of water if you want some energized water. I'm sorry I'm fading, you guys. I think it's because, I don't know, maybe I didn't have enough coffee today. I don't know what it is, but I'm sort of fading today. And for those of you that want to continue crafting, there will be, I don't know if Marydell Abrams is still on. She might be. Stacy from Pink Poodle Crafts may be on. They're always, you're sending me some imaginary coffee. I had a cup of coffee this morning, but I'm thinking that, I don't know. I'm fading, you guys. I am actually fading. So this is the beginning. I mean, you could make it much faster. I would have made it faster if I wasn't chatting so much or whatever. I don't know. But you guys get the idea, right? And I will definitely finish it. Turned out to be a cute gift. It really does. And like, I've made it and then made something, especially if you get them a little bit smaller than this. And I don't know, maybe it makes a 100-page or less sketchbook. And I've given a card with a little bit of money and maybe a really nice pen. And makes good gifts, especially for younger kids. You know what I mean, like teenagers. And love you, Dania. You were a friend and you had a ball and you laughed until it hurt. Oh, that's so awesome. I don't know why I'm fading, but I just am. And it's been, I don't know. I'm just fading. I'm fading. It is a wonderful evening when you can spend it with good friends and just laugh a lot. It is so fun. You know what? I'm going to tell you, once you start making these, you're going to be looking for those 1-minute money managers. There's a couple of other ones, but you know what I mean. They have like 100 pages in them. This one has like 200. So I made this is the other thing I was going to show you. So the other thing that I do is I make pockets like this, but then somewhere in the middle of the book, let's just pick a random place in the middle of the book, I will make some pockets like this. So all you want to do is glue 2 pages together. I'm not going to glue it together right this minute. You want to glue them together. You can paint them out if you want. Okay? And then you can glue them together, paint it out with any kind of craft paint, or you could cover them with paper if you wanted to. Do not bark. You don't need to bark. And then, do you see what I mean? You can make yourself a couple of cool pockets. You can either glue them down. Sometimes I punch holes in them and sew them so that then you can put your tags in them. All right? So you could do that in these too. And if you don't want them so thick, just do them with 1 page. But I like it with 2 pages because then I can add some stuff in it. Hi, Laura. How are you? Charlie? No. Charlie's decided she's going to bark. So, I guess my neighbors are home, so she's barking at them. Charlie, stop. Charlie is so missing the little one. She is like, whenever anybody's out, she thinks it's her coming home. So, like, you can do it like this. And then what I would do is if you're going to do them 2 pages, I would glue 2 pages together. And I've sometimes taken a hole punch and punched them and then sewn them in and out, in and out. Or you could do it where you tie it so there's fringe coming out of the book. Or you can just glue them down. Or take washi tape and do it too. Well, those of you that are going to stay for the woo-woo, I think we're going to get started. So all you need to do to participate is to inhale in through your nose and exhale out through your mouth. And I think what we're just going to do is release anything that's not working for us. And I don't know what that is for you, only you do. Charlie heard Charlie heard your dog bark. No, Charlie is you came from Goodwill. What did you get, Laura? Did you get some good stuff? I use my scissors as a bone folder too. I did get, look, Liz, are you still here? Look, I know I was making Liz crazy because I was fussy cutting with my large scissors. You guys, I just use whatever I have at hand. But these, I got some fussy cutting scissors. These are little fussy cutting scissors. So Liz, I hope look, I'll be fussy cutting from now on with my fussy cutting scissors. You got a book of fabric samples? Ooh, that's awesome, Laura. All right, my lovelies, we'll start our woo-woo. Just get your water. For those of you that want a glass of water, get one. You guys, you know who else is having a sale in their Etsy shop is Jessica. Jessica Rapp's having a sale in her Etsy shop too. 2 silver oranges. These are going to be some good fussy cutting scissors. I should test it out. Because I drive Liz crazy. She says it drives her crazy that I fussy cut with my big scissors. Can't help it. I have appropriate scissors. You guys know me well enough to know that I just use what I have, appropriate or not. So there you go. I'm using my fussy cutting scissors, but I did get some. So there you go, Liz. I should have probably gotten a larger, longer ones, but these are good. Now I think she's commented on my scissors like 5 or 6 times since I've and so finally I was like, okay, I will get myself some fussy cutting scissors. So Hadi ordered himself something from Amazon the other day, and I asked him if he'd find me some fussy cutting scissors, so he did. I think they were like $3 or $4. They weren't very expensive. These are 4-inch ones. I should have gotten 6-inch ones. It's all good. Use within arm's reach when you start crafting. Oh, I relate. I can relate. So for those of you that want to participate, grab your glass of water if you want some energized water, and we can get started. And all you need to do to participate is inhale through your nose and exhale out through your mouth. Is Trace here? I didn't see Trace tonight. Is she here? Is Miss Tracy here? It was her birthday yesterday. Tracy from It's a Nana's Place. Well, let's sing happy birthday to Tracy anyway, even though she's not here right this minute, because you know if she comes back and listens to it, she'll hear it. So ready? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Tracy. It's Nana's Place. Happy birthday to you and many more. So you guys head over to It's Nana's Place, and I'm sure she put up a video in the last couple days and wished her happy birthday. Yesterday was her birthday. Carrie's saying, happy birthday to you. Awesome, Tracy. We love you, Trace. We love you. Okay, let's do our woo-woo. All right, everybody. So inhale through your nose and exhale out through your mouth. Receive and release. Receive and release. Imagine yourself in a column of light. And when you look up, you can't see the end. And when you look down, you can't see the end. This is your column of light. It is unique to your being, soul, spirit. Allow your column of light to go deep, deep, deep into the earth. Give your column of light big tree roots, like big oak roots, deep in the heart of the earth. Let's ask the earth to bless us with her energy. I see this energy like beautiful gold light, but you can see it, feel it, think it, or just know it any way that works for you. Feel this beautiful golden light energy rising up through your column of light, filling your feet and ankles, calves and knees, thighs and hips, filling the base of your spine, your lower abdomen, your waist, your heart. Feel it filling your back, up your spine. Feel it filling your shoulders, arms, wrists, hands, and out every finger. Feel it filling your throat and neck, your face and head. And feel it bouncing out the top of your head as high as you can imagine. Ready? Breathe it in. Breathe it in. And breathe it in. Take a moment to enjoy your connection to the earth. Follow your column of light out the top of your head as high as you can imagine. Give your column of light the suggestion, heart of creation, heart of the central sun, heart of creator, creation energy. And with that, your column of light is right there. Give your column of light big roots deep in the heart of the central sun. Allow your column of light to root itself even deeper above your head in this angelic, heavenly, cosmic realm. Let's ask this beautiful angelic realm to bless us with her energy. I see this like beautiful diamonds, but you can see it, feel it, think it, or just know it any way that works for you. Feel this beautiful diamond light energy pouring in the top of your head and filling your face and head, neck and throat, shoulders, arms, wrists, hands, and out every finger. Feel it filling your chest and back, your waist, your lower abdomen, the base of your spine, and feel it pouring through your hips, thighs, knees, calves, and ankles, and out the bottom of your feet, expelling any and all excess deep in the heart of the earth. Ready? Breathe it in. Breathe it in. And breathe it in. Take a moment to enjoy your connection to heaven and earth. Now I'd like you to focus on the point of light where you connect to the heart of creation in this beautiful cosmic realm above your head. And on the inhale, I'd like you to breathe in and invite in peace, invite in love, invite in bliss, invite in freedom. Ready? Breathe it in, receive in love, and release in love. Receive in love, and release in love. Receive in love and release in love. Focus 6 feet above your head. Receive peace, love, bliss, and freedom. Receive in love. Release in love. Receive in love. Release in love. Receive in love and release in love. Focus 1 foot above your head. Receive the energy of peace, love, bliss, and freedom. Receive in love. Receive in love. Receive in love. Focus on the point of light at the top of your head. Receive peace, love, bliss, and freedom. Ready? Receive in love. Receive in love. Receive in love. Receive in love. Focus on the point of light between your eyes. Receive peace, love, bliss, and freedom. Receive in love. Receive in love. Receive in love. Focus on the point of light in your throat. Receive peace, love, bliss, and freedom. Ready? Receive in love. Receive in love. Receive in love. Receive in love. Focus on your heart. Receive peace, love, bliss, and freedom. Receive in love. Receive in love. Receive in love. Focus on your waist. Receive peace, love, bliss, and freedom. Receive in love. 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 Focus on your lower abdomen. Receive peace, love, bliss, and freedom. Ready? Receive in love. Receive in love. Receive in love. Receive in love. Focus on the base of your spine. Receive peace, love, bliss, and freedom. Ready? Receive in love. Receive in love. Receive in love. Focus 1 foot below your feet. Receive peace, love, bliss, and freedom. Receive in love. Receive in love. Receive in love. Receive in love. Focus 6 feet below your feet. Receive peace, love, bliss, and freedom. Receive in love. Receive in love. Receive in love. Receive in love. Focus on the heart of the earth where you connect there. Receive peace, love, bliss, and freedom. Ready? Receive in love. Receive in love. Receive in love. Receive in love. Focus on an infinity symbol. See it starting in the heart of the cosmos, crossing through your heart, entering deep into the earth, crossing back through your heart, and ending where it began. On the inhale, receive love from the divine source, the heart of the earth, the heart of the central sun. On the exhale, give back love to divine source, the heart of the central sun, and the heart of the earth. Ready? Receive in love and give in love. Receive in love and give in love. Receive in love and give in love. One more time. Receive in love and give in love. Now focus on your hands and tell me when you feel this energy coming through your hands. Put one hand on your heart and put one hand on the water that you're energizing. And if you didn't get yourself a glass of water, just put your hand or your intention into anywhere else you'd like to send this love. Send this energy out to anywhere else you'd like to send it. And when you feel ready, open your eyes and come back. And please feel free to share anything you'd like. Oh, good, Malia. I'm glad you're here. That felt fast and different. How was it different, Care? You feel floaty? Oh, good, Malia. Feel free to share whatever you want. There's no right or wrong. I think blue is better. Like time passed in seconds. Yeah, it did feel like that too. I agree. I don't know how long we were doing it, but it did. You know, I just go with whatever comes. I don't judge it. I never judge it. Really, Karam? Well, I'm happy for you. That's so awesome. You know, you can come back and listen to it anytime and the energy still stays there. Oh, honey, I'm so happy. That is so good. So, so good. Yeah, it felt more intense for me. I don't know. I can't describe it to you. Every time I do it, it's different. You feel bright? Oh, good. And I always like, oh, I love you, Jude. Oh, Corinne, you're so welcome. You're so welcome. Anybody else want to share? Do you guys ever feel like after you start making a book, like you become like attached to it in some way, even if it's not for you, you like become like kind of attached to it? I saw your thing. I saw your note, Marilyn. And I'm so sorry that happened to you. You know, guys, the energy right now is very high, and sometimes people act out in just unusual ways that you're just surprised with. And I'm so sorry, Marilyn. I'm glad you're feeling better. Yeah, it does help to get yourself a little bit back centered or whatever, so that you don't have to deal. I don't know. Sometimes I think we forget our manners with the internet. Sometimes I think the internet has desensitized many of us to things. I'm not saying you guys, but I'm just saying in general, where people act in ways that are not, they're just not good. You have a hard time letting go of things you make. I don't have a hard time letting them go, but I definitely think that, like, you know, I never know what they're going to be like. But once I start creating with them, or I feel like I don't know, they take on a special energy. Yeah, it's going to sound so silly, and somebody's going to probably tell me, you're just ridiculous. And I know I'm ridiculous, but I can let them go, but I definitely feel like they start developing a personality or something. Does that make sense? I'm probably gonna sound like a total ridiculous person, right? Saying stuff like that. And I can hear it right now. Yes, I should have put the diamond glaze on before I sewed the button on. Okay, but I wasn't thinking. I was not thinking. And no, it doesn't need diamond glaze on it, but I like the shiny way it looks. How many of you guys have a thing for shiny things? I certainly do. You feel butterflies in your hand? Oh, that's beautiful. Healing does seem like it happens fast. That is so beautiful, Linda. Thanks for sharing that. Yeah, like you feel like they're an old friend. I totally get that. You know, I feel like sometimes I don't know. It's in our genetic makeup as women. We go towards shiny. Oh, I have a thing for glittery things. It's ridiculous. I mean, I don't have to have glitter on everything, but you know, just I like it. Oh, thanks, Jude. Thanks, Miss Jude. I don't know, but I'm gonna like this book, even though it's not. It won't end up being for me. I'm gonna like it. Jude says bling bling pasties. I hear you. I totally hear you. Guys are so funny. You have a 4-year-old in your house, and your house is covered in glitter. Oh, I can relate to that. Well, I love you girls. Thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for doing the woo-woo. Thanks for making my little silly book. I'm going to continue to work. I've got a bunch of graduation presents. You know what for me, and I don't know, you guys tell me how you feel about it. You know, when somebody graduates, they get a bunch of stuff right then. And so for me, it's almost like when I get a birthday gift and it's weeks or even a month after my birthday or longer, I can sit with it and be with it more. So I haven't rushed to send out, even though I know, like my niece, I made her this book, not this one here, but one I'm working on. But I'm not going to send it to her till she graduates. And I love you, Kira. I hope you have a wonderful time on your vacation with your brothers. That sounds so exciting. Marilyn, make yourself one. It's addictive. It's really addictive. And use what you have. Like, this is just a novel. You don't need this elastic, you know, but you saw how I painted it. It had unicorns on it, and then I painted it. I like it better painted. I love you, dude. I love you, girls. You're my peeps. You're my peeps. Maybe one day we'll get to see each other in a body, you know, like in person, which would be really exciting for me. Well, I love you. Corinne, I'm so glad that you came and hung out with us and that you are feeling better. You know, the energy stays, and I don't do it on every single video, but a lot of live streams have it. And I am soon going to put up just a meditation on the Crafting Mama's channel. I'll just call it Art and Woo Woo or something like that. And, you know, it'll be a short 10 or 15 minute meditation that you could go and listen to again and again and again and receive that energy so that you can, you know, rejuvenate and renew. Hi, Rosa. I'm definitely going to do it. I'm definitely going to do it. Well, I love you girls, and I will see you on Tuesday. Don't forget, this Sunday, I don't think Carla is streaming this Sunday, but Jess is streaming. Jessica Rapp, 2 Silver Oranges. Make sure you join her YouTube channel, and she streams on Sundays in the afternoon Eastern. And I don't know, and Pink Poodle Crafts. If you guys head on over to Stacy at Pink Poodle Crafts, she may be streaming tonight, but she definitely streams on Saturdays because she does her mixed media mashup and her Saturday night pajama party. So if she's not on tonight, she'll be on tomorrow night. And who else? You guys go over and check out Meridel Abrams, the Mary Atelier. And she's awesome. You guys will love her too. And you know, just hang out and chat and make new crafty besties. You guys are always welcome to join our Facebook group, Crafting Mamas on Facebook, and know that I love you guys. And as always, 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 from my heart to your heart, I'm sending you so, so, so much aloha. All right, see you next time. Aloha.